The Three Kingdoms period in China is considered by many historians as a defining period in Chinese history, as it was marked by enormous conflicts, wars, and political turbulence between 220 and 280 AD. This period was so named because the three main kingdoms emerged after the collapse of the Han Dynasty, each controlling part of China and conflicting for the country's total domination. The Han Dynasty represented one of the longest and most stable periods in Chinese history, ruling the country for over 400 years. However, by the end of the 2nd century AD, the dynasty began to face internal and external problems. Widespread corruption, weak administration, oppression, and social inequality led to popular uprisings and riots. Moreover, the increasing power of regional warlords and the growing influence of eunuchs at the imperial court further weakened the centralized government. In 184, two major Taoist rebellions emerged: the Yellow Turban Rebellion and Way of the Five Pecks of Rice. To combat these movements, Emperor Ling gave military commanders full control of the provinces under his sway. However, this caused an extensive power struggle, as military commanders aimed to expand their own territories. In 189, Emperor Ling died and was succeeded by his 13-year-old son, Liu Bei, later known as Emperor Shao. Due to Emperor Shao's young age, the throne was assumed by a regent, his maternal uncle and Grand Marshal He Jin, who became the most powerful official in the Chinese court. He Jin wanted to exterminate the 10 Attendants, a group of influential eunuch officials who had battalions of private soldiers. He Jin summoned General Dong Zhuo to march on the imperial city and wipe out the eunuch faction, but the plot was discovered by the eunuchs, and He Jin was killed. In response, Emperor Shao ordered the indiscriminate killing of all eunuchs. The surviving eunuchs kidnapped and fled with the emperor, but were pursued by Dong Zhuo, preferring to commit suicide rather than be captured by the vindictive general. But contrary to expectations, Dong Zhuo betrayed the government and fatally poisoned the young Emperor Shao. Dong Zhuo replaced Emperor Shao with his younger half-brother, Liu Si, who became known as Emperor Xin, the last emperor of the Han Dynasty. Dong Zhuo was eventually assassinated and succeeded by another warlord, the famous Cao Cao, who wanted to unite the Han Empire by defeating the rebellious warlords. When Cao Cao died in 220, Emperor Xin abdicated the throne, claiming that he had failed to perform the duty entrusted by the gods, a Chinese philosophical concept known as the mandate of heaven, which purported to justify the lawfulness of rulers according to divine will. With the end of the Han Dynasty, China was divided into smaller kingdoms, each controlled by a powerful and ambitious warlord. The Wei Kingdom, led by Cao Pi, second son of the late Cao Cao, controlled most of northern China. The Shu Kingdom, led by Liu Bei, controlled the southwest, and the Wu Kingdom, led by Sun Quan, controlled the southeast. These three main kingdoms formed the basis for the Three Kingdoms period. The Wei Kingdom, led by Cao Pi, was the most powerful of the three, with a strong army and an organized government. Cao Pi declared himself emperor, founding the Wei dynasty, but his rule was challenged by the other two kingdoms. The Shu Kingdom, led by Liu Bei, was the smallest and weakest of the three kingdoms, yet it was known for its virtue and heroism. Liu Bei was a distant descendant of the Han Dynasty and tried to restore the glory of the dynasty. He formed an alliance with two of the greatest generals of that era, Zhang Fei and Guan Yu, who became sworn brothers. Together they fought against the Wei Kingdom, but Liu Bei never conquered Luoyang, the capital of the Wei Kingdom, dying in 223 AD. The Wu Kingdom, led by Sun Quan, was the most dynamic and aggressive of the three. Sun Quan expanded his power in southern China, conquering other areas and establishing alliances with multiple warlords such as Liu Bei and Zhuge Liang. In 222 AD, he proclaimed himself King of Wu, and in 229, he rose to the title of emperor. After Liu Bei's death, Sun Quan consolidated power and expanded his territory, conquering southern China and establishing a strong base in the Yangtze River region. The military alliance formed by Sun Quan and Liu Bei was intended to confront the powerful army of Cao Cao and the Wei Kingdom. The conflict resulted in the famous Battle of Red Cliffs, one of the most well-known and studied battles in history for strategic importance and unexpected events. In the year 208, Cao Cao led his army in a campaign to subdue Sun Quan and his allies. He marched toward the Red Cliffs, a strategic location on the Yangtze River, where he was met by the combined forces of Liu Bei and Sun Quan. The Allied forces used fire as a weapon, igniting Cao Cao's fleet and causing a massive defeat for the Wei Kingdom. This battle effectively ended Cao Cao's ambitions to conquer southern China and led to the formation of the Three Kingdoms. The Three Kingdoms period was marked by political, economic, and cultural changes. The kingdoms developed their unique political systems, social structures, and cultural practices, including literature, art, music, and philosophy. The period produced some of the most notable literary works, such as The Romance of the Three Kingdoms, a historical novel written by Luo Guanzhong in the 14th century, which is still widely read and studied today. The Three Kingdoms period also had a significant impact on Chinese military strategy, with many of the tactics, weapons, and techniques developed during this time influencing warfare in later periods. In conclusion, the Three Kingdoms period was a defining era in Chinese history, marked by significant political and military conflicts, cultural achievements, and social changes. The period saw the emergence of three powerful kingdoms, each with its own unique characteristics and influence on Chinese culture and society. The legacy of the Three Kingdoms period is still felt today, and it remains a subject of fascination and study for historians, scholars, and enthusiasts alike.